Morning. Let's meditate. I don't think we don't need to be enlightened. If you want, that's great. And I started to look into Zen toward that direction when I was about 30 years old, reading Daisetsu Suzuki's book. I read pretty much all of his books, of about 100. And Nakayama, maybe 30 books. Not them, but Matsushita's book, I read maybe 40 of them, and others. I had Satori awakening experience. That was 24 years ago in Vipassana. But you don't need to. And even assistant teachers, they teach in Vipassana. They may or they may not have had such. But they dedicate their life teaching, assistant teachers, the word, dedicating. Because the teaching is good. And some of them, many of the assistant teachers speak, say 30 days, 45 days, and so forth. If you want, start with 10-day course. Even that may be a big hurdle for many people. But if you're curious, I would recommend. In fact, I donate my inheritance, almost all of it, 95% plus. Because if you are committing 10 days, not talking with anyone, no eye contact, and focus on meditation, that's already amazing. I still remember the first day we started 4:30, and after the session in the hall, I was to move out. Nobody says anything, just moving. No eye contact. There are stars. We walk down to the dining hall and quietly ate breakfast. On the way out from the hall to go down, I almost had tears coming up. Still remember. Dedication, commitment, and nobody was talking because you're not supposed to talk because it's your internal thing on each person to do that. Quietly eating the breakfast, resting for a while, and go back to meditate. I forgot the schedule, but 1 hour and a half or so, and then break for 15 minutes or something, and then back to meditation. Who would want to do that? I wanted, and many of them. I met one guy who has gone through 9 retreats. In the hall, there's 100 people, 50 men, 50 women, and he was on the top right at the corner position. They put it in such a manner that many times longer meditation they have done in certain position and then go backward. I was probably the third or fourth row, maybe the third from the right. We close our eyes to meditate, but every now and then I open up my eyes slightly. What a memory. I did it 10 or more retreat every year afterward, because even when you call it Bhanga, like Satori, Enlightenment, that's just one milestone. That's what Bhanga, the teacher, says. And after that event, I felt so light, liberation. And that blissful sensation lasts 10 days or so, gradually becoming quiet. And I didn't want to put burden on me to go through that meditation to lift off those burdens that I accumulated in my life. What I mean is that all the bad habits, ego-centered habitual pattern may be difficult to take out. But I believe I did. Not all of them, obviously, but very high percentage. We cannot put the figure, but if I put maybe 75, 80, 85, that's my guess, percentage. So I didn't want to go back to create more burden on myself. So that's major reason to continue. Okay, after the one milestone, first milestone, then what? I was lucky to have that experience. Not many may have those, especially the first round. But I committed so much. And I posted, you cannot write any memo during the 10 days, so after 10 days, I jot down everything I could remember every single day what happened. And I have it still on my Google document that you can take a look if you want. But every person's case is different from the other. It has to be carefully examined if you want to read it, because you may create some image which may be detrimental, like a more seeking mind. Who is seeking? Your ego. You want to achieve that. I didn't have any such feeling. But in the course, Goenka says Bhanga many times. So he's kind of pushing or encouraging us to sit without moving. Adittan it's called. 1 hour and a half. Anyway, now I don't remember what I'm talking about. Why I'm talking about this. Yes, I think the point I wanted to share is that don't look for it. Without any experience like Bhanga, Satori, I believe this state of samadhi, if you develop and continue, that'll be wonderful. To bring out the wisdom, to know yourself, to have compassion. Let me just say a few more things. Because the idea I thought at the beginning was that I killed eel, and today I went spearfishing and killed a fish again. And I just cooked, open up and ready to put into the fridge. It's not an excuse, but in principle, you don't want to kill any living being. But for those, in my case, eel and the fish, for my own sake, and I won't waste any when I kill them, eat pretty much all of it. Leftover will be used as a bait. So I'm not recommending like you should do like I did. I have. It's everybody's choice. But I may stop killing. I don't know. I like diving. I like going to the mountain, walk around in the stream to find eel. I saw a big kingfish passing by today. It's amazing. There are sharks in the water I dive. From my place, it's only 10 minutes or so walking down the steep hill, even using the rope, bringing the heavy weight and into the rocky area to jump into the water. I bought a house here for the purpose of doing the diving, and after I bought about 12 years ago, first time I went diving, I speared a big kingfish. Welcome gift. Again, I don't waste any. If I'm a Shin Buddhist, I may say Namo Amida Butsu. I'm not perfect at all. One thing about Shin Buddhism, amazing, is that Amida Buddha doesn't punish. His voice, even the sinners can go over to the other shore. It's compassion. I really doubt if everybody in the world will be enlightened, but it's okay. Each of us try their own pace, process, and make the most of it. I like to be pragmatic, but the idea can be high. So, one thing I mentioned to my friend when he asked what's the meaning of my life, I said, I help myself and I help people and I have fun and do all of those at the same time, everything aligned. YouTube is one reason for myself and for others who may be interested. I like to be open and to share the process, and hopefully I have to be having fun to keep continuing. May all beings be happy. You know, it's funny, not funny, but in underwater world is kind of crazy that they kill each other. The fish, obviously. Not an excuse, but there may be something in there. Maybe I gave wrong impression, I talked too much. But my hope is if I can help in any way to share ideas. I like to keep doing this. Thank you for joining. Hope to see you again. Let's make the best.